felt a strong responsibility to do right by the community with the update on cache.
The history of the map was that it was a Chernobyl level, and we felt like that was really memorable and strong for people.
Some things that we did see as opportunities, though, were providing potentially more use for utility or some more creative ways to use utility, and also to provide a little bit more diversity to CT setups, so giving them a few more options to play with. Those were the primary things we wanted to focus on, but again, we felt like it had to be true to the original version of cache. On the whole, the map is a bit T-sided. I think it's a little bit trickier to kind of nail down one specific reason. I think there's a number of reasons that kind of lead to side balance. I don't necessarily think the rotation times are that long, but I do think that retakes can be difficult, especially if the Ts have a lot of utility left over from the take. And I think that the changes should help address that. But to some extent, I kind of enjoy some maps being a little bit more T-sided versus CT-sided within reason. I think it helps give the map pool a bit of extra texture to it if the maps play a little bit differently from one another.
People are playing these levels for thousands of hours, and they're just subconsciously taking in so much data, whether they realize it or not, about the environment they're in.
So the aesthetics have a lot to do with how a map plays in terms of clarity and readability. Is it easy to spot your enemies? Are people camouflage? Are you getting caught up along walls and things like that, which can negatively impact gameplay? But also the look of a map, makes it more believable, more immersive, and we tend to try and keep our environments a little bit brighter and a little bit more pleasant.
Chernobyl has a reputation, a little bit of a gloomy, dark place, and we wanted to evoke more of the natural, overgrown beauty because I think people really enjoy being in overgrown areas. Creating textures is really interesting. It's probably one of the biggest challenges in making a modern Counter-Strike level because things have got to look clean, they've got to look sharp, and they've got to pop, but you also have a lot of technical considerations in terms of performance, optimization. Yeah, I'm excited about so many different things about this level, but definitely the mid-window I think is going to shake up the map a lot. It's going to address some of the biggest critiques and criticism that people had of the gameplay, where it was just so difficult for CTs to gain that mid-control that they absolutely need to compete, and I think this really addresses it in a smart way.
The thing I'm most interested in seeing is how teams adapt to the changes, rather than any one specific spot or grenade. I'm interested in seeing how the meta shifts on the map as a whole.
So all the movies, all the television I love, all the directors I love, they've got great focus on sound design. It's like a key thing for them. They obsess over it. I wouldn't say I take it to that level, but with this level, I spent a good amount of time pushing some sound into the level, even though I know in Counter-Strike people generally want that stuff to be as quiet as humanly possible so that they can hear who's around the corner. So I try to strike a balance between exciting, artistic, visionary, and not really even there.